job I got.
Okay.
And that was with somebody I already knew. And he was just repairing houses. But these others, they were building houses.
Okay.
And just on the west side of 35.
Okay. Were they?
Just before you get to the university.
Okay.
Right in that
Mm-hmm.
open field like out there.
About what size houses were they?
Well, they were probably about 1,600 feet, something
Okay.
like that.
Did you like it?
Oh, I didn't mind that.
What was your favorite thing to do? What'd you?
Well, you just start on one and stay with it till you finish. And most of the time, you know, in most of the houses, if they're have a crew working, they have a crew that does certain things, and another crew comes along and does something else.
Right.
But we had crews working on the house, and they did the house.
Right.
So
you learned how to do everything.
So it was like doing the whole thing,
That's neat.
from the start to finish.
How long did you do? How long did you do that?
Well, just one summer.
One summer.
They were in a church up there.
All right, I remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And after that summer was over, first thing I did was I had a school bus run.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
That went out to Lake Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing, I went over to talk to the administrator about a job at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name, but one of the salesmen knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew he needed a housekeeper.
Uh-huh.
He didn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me if I'd like to have it. And I said, well, I don't know. I need a job.
Yeah.
And so I went over there and he put me to work the next day.
My goodness. So you were there about a year and a half? How long did you do that?
No, I was
you were
there 4
yeah,
years.
4 years, right.
Yeah.
And Jeannie's getting her master's degrees at this point?
She,
Oh, Jeannie.
she was getting undergraduate
Okay.
at this point.
That was,
yeah.
she was doing her undergraduate work then. But after she started teaching, I'll say it's teaching, she was working in a library. And I'll tell you one thing, she really thought she was helping the kids out with, and that is, if somebody wanted a book that she didn't approve, it never did get on the shelf. It's always in the workroom, and they're working where she's working, you know. And then when she see that, then the summer, she could see that that box of books wasn't there next year. So that
yes.
worked out good. And she did that for 10 years, and didn't she work
Seems
probably
like it.
15 years, nearly 15? And
In the
no, I guess
library?
she started teaching children after she went to Dallas, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, reading.
But then after she started teaching children, then she saw she could use a master's degree in teaching, so reading, and I don't know what the other one
I
is.
think it was specifically reading.
Two?
Well, I think She ended up getting two master's degrees. She had elementary.
Three.
She had her elementary education degree, and then she got hired as a librarian. So then she got a master's in library science or library service, whichever one they called it. And she didn't get, and she did not pass the comprehensive when she took the comprehensive. And so she had all the work done, but she didn't ever go back and try to take that test again. So she had the master's, but she didn't, like it wasn't recognized. And then one time Sharon asked her if she'd go take a class with her, and she ended up starting the second master's. Now that's all I know of is two master's degrees, but
Well, I know,
she got
well,
two.
there's three folders in the
Really?
book, in the cardboard box over
Okay.
by the window.
Well, I'll check that out. But,
You can tell, ask Pat to check it out.
yeah, I will. Well, back to
See what the other one is.
Back to Denton. What other things about the time we lived in Denton do you remember?
Well, the first thing, the first house we got in Denton,
Mm-hmm.
I thought I might really go under there
Really?
because, you see, we had a sewer
Mhm.
stoppage.
Mhm.
And you never know what could go wrong on a sewer stoppage anyway. And I called the city and to see, that was south of the main part of town,
Mhm.
right there.
Mhm.
And then we came across to the east of
Mhm.
the end of the house, end of that block. And when I called them, I told them that I didn't know how I'd ever pay it, but we had a sewer stoppage out there that needed to be fixed
Mhm.
some way.
Yeah.
And we didn't own the house.
Mhm.
That wasn't our house.
Mhm.
So anyway, I was sticking my neck out, but we did get the sewerage fixed.
Good.
But the last piece that they put in, or the first piece they put in
Mhm.
coming up, was the one that it was crooked and dropped in there like
Oh,
this.
goodness.
And they just throw the next ones on top of it, and there it was.
It worked for a
They
while.
couldn't believe somebody in their department would do a thing like that. With
Right.
it.
But
Somebody did.
yeah, it passed inspection, huh?
And then we went from that house to that little house over there on the road to Bonham.
Yeah,
think.
I can't remember. I can't remember that street. Seems like it was 1908 or 908,
Oh,
but I can't remember the street name.
and there's some funny things kind of happened out there.
Like
Oh,
what?
good.
You know, you remember we had a patio, a carport.
Mhm.
And I usually always parked either under the carport, if the bicycles were not under the carport,
Mhm.
I'd park out, then if they were under there, I'd
Mhm.
park out here in the
Mhm.
drive.
Mhm.
But that night, I parked over in front of the house. And if I'd have parked in the driveway, where I usually did, that big tree that was right next between our house and the one west of our
Mhm.
house had a limb that came right out over the thing. And we had a storm that night. And you can figure out how bad the storm was. Your girls had your bicycles standing up in carport. And that big limb was knocked off of that and dropped right in the middle of the road, of the entrance.
Uh-huh.
And if I'd had the car there, it'd been right on top of it.
Oh my goodness. But it didn't hit the carport?
And it didn't touch the carport,
Mm.
and the bicycles were still standing for next morning,
My goodness.
and you just can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, over at the hospital area, there was 3 tornadoes came close enough to the hospital that they came across the corners of the hospital property.
Oh goodness.
So,
Mm.
and I don't know where the tornado was for that area, but it was somewhere pretty close.
That's amazing, isn't it?
And then that little creek out there,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember what happened there?
No.
Pat was out there walking, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, from rock to rock,
Mm-hmm.
and she missed the rock. And when her foot went down in the mud, it pulled her shoe
Yeah,
off.
I do remember that.
She lost a shoe right
Yeah.
there in the mud.
Mm. And that's something. Mm.
How old were your daughters at this point during this time?
Oh, you were old enough to
Well,
drive,
yeah.
weren't you?
I was in the 9th grade. So when we moved there, it was the summer that I went to the 9th grade. And so 9th, 7th, and 5th is what we would have been.
Did you teach her to drive?
I took driver's ed.
Oh.
I think the coach, PE teacher, taught me to drive, and there was a short period of time when they let you get your learner's permit at 14, and so I actually got my learner's permit and then I guess was able to get my
Well,
driver's license while I was still 14. So
And,
that was
and
really
then you could get, for hard luck or whatever reason, some
Mhm.
reason, you know, you could go ahead and get your driver's license. So we went down and got her driver's license, and she'd take me to work.
Mhm.
Jeannie to the college.
We just had one car during that whole time,
One
or part
time.
of that time.
Yeah, all the time we were in Denton.
Well, part
Oh,
of
no, not all the time in
Yeah.
Denton.
I do remember having 2 cars.
Yeah, we did. We had,
Mhm.
when I went to work at in Garland, I drove the other car,
Mhm.
the Ford, oh, what was it?
Fairlane or?
It was a bigger car,
Mm.
but it's
Yeah, I
it
can't-
almost like a van.
Oh. Yeah.
But
But
So
I
what?
rem-
Go ahead.
I remember the Studebaker, having the Studebaker at first, and then we sold it and got, I guess, this other car, something
Yeah.
else. And then the guy didn't pay for the Studebaker, and so we got it back, and then I ended up driving that. And so we had 2 cars for a while, because you still had the other one.
and I'll have to tell you about Katie.
Who?
Katie.
Oh, that was her dog.
Katie had left and was gone. We figured she had just died the winter before. And so she'd been gone for several months. And as I was coming home one day from the hospital, I guess, coming down the road after we had turned north off of the highway that went to Tyler, we'd go out that
Mhm,
road to
mhm.
Tyler,
Right.
right, and to Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a black dog trotting along the side of the road, and she was headed in our direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped And I said, Katie? And she looked at me and come over